But first, is telly the best place to talk to the dead? Are televised seances exploitative or just a bit of harmless fun? This Friday, on Sky, they're going to try and contact the ghost of Michael Jackson. Channel chiefs say the programme will give fans a final chance to connect with the star who famously handed a boy who accused him of sex abuse £18 million. What's that message I'm getting? Oh, stop banging on about the child abuse, righty. OK, I will. But I'm not the only one who's uncomfortable with the televised search for Michael Jackson's spirit. It's been roundly criticised by Derren Brown as well, who said it was, and I'm quoting here, anus-invertingly unpalatable. Ooh. TV rules ban producers from showing the actual process of a séance. Shows that feature attempts to contact the dead must be entertaining and not portray themselves as factually accurate. So hit mediums like Colin Fry and John Edwards, they have to be more showbiz than spiritual. It's not their fault, it's the rules Ofcom lay down. But do those rules also maybe inadvertently open the door to accusations of exploitation, of using someone's grief to entertain the rest of us? I'm not sure, you know, I mean, 67% of us believe mediums can indeed contact the dead. So if these shows give comfort to the grief-stricken, who gives a fig if they're entertaining as well? Now, Yvette, of course, she knows a thing or two about ghostly goings-on on TV, as her Italian capers with Paul O'Grady and Venice will prove. Now then, I've got no problem with high-camp spook fests like that, OK? You've got a channel, your own channel, haven't you?
Yeah.
Unexplained.
The
so there's all kinds
channel,
of stuff like that.
Sky 201.
Televised seances. Is that not one step too far?
Well, can I just say, on the Unexplained channel tonight, and for quite a few nights, we're showing a séance where they're trying to get in touch with Michael Jackson first, before.
Is that right? You're doing it as well?
Well, not me personally, no, but we're showing it on the channel. It's been done first on that channel.
Is that...
And I just think that mediums, there are 90% of the mediums that I've come across and I've worked with are fraudulent. They're charlatans, they take money off people, and a lot of money, and they make a hell of a lot of money, and they are come up with absolute rubbish, and these poor innocent people are completely believing in it. They do theatre shows, they charge between £20 and £40 for a ticket. You've got people in there, vulnerable people, and they're being told all sorts of horrendous things that, you know, I've got your spirit of your deceased husband here. These people are grief-stricken. And yet it's what's called cold reading. Mediums do it's all about psychology. You know, they can read someone's body, and it's cold reading, and it's a very clever way of making you think that there is a spirit person with them, and it's done very, very cleverly. I know, I've seen it.
You don't like them, do you?
I don't like them. I've met a couple. I've met a couple though during. I've been doing it for 10 years now, and I've met a couple that I've just thought, and they're not into. They don't charge. They don't go and do these theatre shows. They're not all glitzy and blingy and have their own TV show. They're very, very. You know, they do it very, very quietly. They don't charge a penny.
Let me play devil's advocate here, though. I mean, the Ofcom rules are very, very strict about things. So you can't show a séance.
Well, we do.
The mechanism of the séance?
Yeah, I do.
Really? You might get in trouble.
No.
Well, as in the board?
As in the board,
it's got to be entertainment.
Yes, well, you see, I get a bit cross with that, really. I'm probably digging myself a grave, but it's classed as an entertainment show where we, the producers, myself and my husband, actually, well, we take it as a genuine investigation. Now, the séance and the Ouija board that we do, we show it right from the very beginning. I show exactly what you do, what we have to maintain, and we do it in front of a live audience, and we actually have audience members join in with the Ouija board and with the séance. We have to make sure that there are professional people there, i.e. people that have been doing it for many years, and that's what we do.
David, you know about entertainment. Is playing, whether it be fraudulently or sincerely, with people's feelings, with their grief, is that entertainment? Can it ever be entertainment?
Look, you know, we've just gone through a situation where we watched a young lady dying of cancer on television.
Yeah.
Was that entertainment, or was that watching, you know, somebody's grief? I'm actually with Ofcom and what have you in terms of the advice here. I think if it is, you know, if there is entertainment attached to it, if it's done in a light-hearted way and what have you in a theatre, then I'm fine with that. Your programme, I'm absolutely fine with and what have you. I think that's great. I think if it is if what we're doing is getting people in a state of grief and being so upset on national television where they are witnessing their loved ones come back to them.
But what if they're not upset? What if they're not visibly upset, but their grief is being... I mean,
I think it's exploitation.
On some level, it's exploitation,
right.
and I don't believe exploitation can be seen as entertainment. Voyeurism, many of us are entertained because we're voyeurs and we're interested and we're curious.
All of us, I should imagine.
All of us, absolutely. But I'm deeply uncomfortable by this idea that we're exploiting people at their most vulnerable, because when somebody loses a loved one, they'll hang on to every last bit of hope that there's some chance of them communicating with them again, and that is what I find so uncomfortable.
And the first thing you do is when you lose a loved one, many people, I'm sure about, I don't know, a huge percentage of the population watching this, when you lose a loved one, one of the things someone will say to you is, I know a really good medium, I know a really good psychic, and you'll go along and you'll pay and you'll this, that and the other. And, you know, there is a part that you think, well, they're making you feel good. But it's wrong. It's so wrong. Okay. And can I just say, sorry,
very quickly.
There's two schools of thought here. There's the mediums that we're talking about, and then there's shows where you actually a paranormal investigation. I think a true paranormal investigation on the television is absolutely fine. But I think medium shows like this one, where they're getting in touch with the ghost of Michael Jackson, were absolute rollicks. I think it's an absolute nightmare.
Let's throw it open to you. Here are your views. Kirsty.
We have Louise, and she's on line 1.
Louise, good morning.
Good morning, hello.
Is TV the right place for a séance?
No, I don't, in actual fact. No, not at all. I'm a paranormal investigator myself and have been for quite a few years. And I think that's what's happening at the moment. We've shown things like Yvette Fielding and everything, and it's opened the way up for a lot of people to believe that they can see and feel things. When you're in a situation, and as Yvette knows herself, you get scared, there's that atmosphere. So people come away from doing a paranormal investigation or seeing a psychic or believe that they can pick up things. They think that they can be psychic because they felt things.
Yeah.
But it's not like that. There are so many charlatans out there.
But maybe TV is a good place then, because the people that are conducting these séances have been presumably filtered down. They've had to go through various auditions, various proofs, and so maybe that TV actually sorts the wheat from the chaff.
But how can we actually prove that? Because I think when you're going to see
Louise, you're a paranormal investigator. You're talking about proof.
Well, you can't. For me, being a paranormal investigator is not necessarily trying to prove everything, but it's just being there and looking and searching for answers. I don't think there's ever going to be definite proof.
OK. Louise, forgive me. I'm going to jump in there. We've got loads of calls. I want to take a few more. Let's
we have Christopher on line 2.
Christopher, séances on TV. You like the idea?
Well, yeah, I mean, I just think...
Yeah, go on.
Oh, hi there. Yeah, I just think it's fantastic. I mean, it's just so interesting. I mean, there's so much... on TV that just isn't interesting, you know, the same old tedious scripted soap operas, etc. And a show like Most Haunted, it's just, I think the idea of having a parapsychologist, a medium, historian, a team of people actually go to interesting locations in Britain and Europe, it's just fantastic entertainment. I mean, sometimes what Most Haunted team find, because I watch that show primarily, is, you know, there is credible evidence for an existence, and I think that's something that's always going to engage an audience, because we're all interested in if any part of us survives death.
I'm not. Thanks very much for the call. Let's have another.
Saffron, and she's on line 3.
Saffron, good morning.
Hello.
Séances on telly, good idea. Do you want to speak to the ghost of Michael Jackson? Why would be one idea, but there we go.
Well, I would like to know who firstly would give permission to contact Michael Jackson.
That's what I mean. You know, it's crossing a line somewhere. I mean, no matter what we think about him, and was a hugely public figure, to contact his ghost is a deeply personal thing, you would have thought, that affects his family and his relatives.
Absolutely. I'm a psychic and a medium, and I have been given much proof through my work of contacting spirit. There's a fallacy that we can just connect and conjure up spirit and give somebody a reading and the comfort that they're looking for. Unfortunately, that isn't the case. People come to us for a sitting and spirit contact us. We work as a channel to give people the healing and the messages from spirit that they seek and that spirit feels that they need to pass on. It never ceases to amaze me how this works, even as a psychic and a medium.
OK, I've got to push you here. Is TV the right place for seances?
Not for things like Most Haunted, I'm afraid, because I find that
Most haunted stuff, and even I know it. It isn't a seance, is it? It's going around looking for ghosts in houses.
We do have
yes, but they do table tipping, and they have done seances before. I think, you know, for genuine mediums, the media can be a very good platform for us.
OK, I'm sorry, I've just got to take an ad break, otherwise I will be dead, and I will come back and haunt you. After the ads, it's going to be a really, really short part, about a very big subject. Your thoughts on the return of shoulder pads. Why? Have we no original ideas left? Is this the best all those overpaid designers can come up with? If you wore shoulder pads before, will you dare wear them again? What about if you were too young first time round? Haven't you seen what they look like on old episodes of Dynasty? 0207 173 5555 is the number for your thoughts. Who's up for the return of shoulder pads? We'll find out on the other side of these ads.